Welcome to the Lando Gaming. We are here hunting down all 8 green ominous stakes to open the Groundblight Shrine and find the legendary Pokemon Ting-Lu. For our first green ominous stake, we are here at the Porto Marinada Poke Center and we are going to head north towards this location. So from the Poke Center, if you're heading north, you're going to fly across this nice beach here. We'll make just the edge, perfect. And we'll run across this grassy area. And we're going to jump over this river. And we're going to head to the left slightly. And up on this little section above us here, you can see it ever so slightly. Here is the green ominous stake. There's an ominous black stake driven into the ground. Will you pull out the stake? Yes. When you pull out the stake, it crumbled and vanished. From the Casseroya Watchtower number 1, we're going to head south and collect 2 more green ominous stakes. The first of which is marked here on the map, just on the other side of the river. So we will head that direction, and you can see it down here, out in the open, right next to the river. So we'll collect this one. There's an ominous black stake driven into the ground. Will you pull out the stake? Yes. When you pull out the stake, it crumbled and vanished. Now from here, we're going to continue south, but we're going to climb this mountain face here. And at a certain point, we'll get to kind of a ledge, and from this ledge, you'll see inside there is an area where that green stake is glowing bright. So we'll climb this pillar, and we will grab this stake as well. There's an ominous black stake driven into the ground. Will you pull out the stake? Yes. When you pull out the stake, it crumbled and vanished. We head next to Casseroya Lake, the Islet, and we are going to collect 2 more ominous stakes, one of which will be just slightly east, and from there we're going to head south towards this little island. So let's take off heading east first. And as we come over the edge there, you'll see the stake plain as day right in the center here. Let's grab this one. There's an ominous black stake driven into the ground. Will you pull out the stake? Yes. When you pull out the stake, it crumbled and vanished. And there is that little island south of here. So let's fly and then maybe swim. So let's climb up to the top here. And if you get up here, you'll notice just over this ledge, there's a tiny little spot. We'll grab this stake as well. There's an ominous black stake driven into the ground. Will you pull out the stake? Yes. When you pull out the stake, it crumbled and vanished. Next, we head to Glaseado's Grasp. We're going to head southeast towards this waterfall. Now, if we run towards the edge of the cliff here, you'll see the waterfall in the distance. We're going to fly as far as we can to get to the side of that waterfall. And we will climb it wherever we land. Get ourselves to the tip top here. And as you see, when you come over, there is the stake right across the top of the waterfall. Let's snag it. There's an ominous black stake driven into the ground. Will you pull out the stake? Yes. When you pull out the stake, it crumbled and vanished. We'll take off from the Groundblight Shrine next and head northeast towards this snowy area. So we will climb the side of this mountain face. And we'll run along the ridge here towards the snow. And we will fly across the gap here where there's a path below to that snowy area. And we'll climb up here. Be a little easier to find the stake this way. You'll want to go to the left once you're up here. And as you come to the edge here, you'll see it on a little tiny shelf down below where, there it is. There you'll find it. So let's collect this snowy stake. There's an ominous black stake driven into the ground. Will you pull out the stake? Yes. When you pull out the stake, it crumbled and vanished. And for the last shrine, we're going to go back to the Casseroya Lake Islet and head northwest across the lake towards a graveyard. So from here, we will run to the edge of this island. And we'll fly as far as we can. From here, we have a bit of a swim. We'll resurface on the land here, and we'll keep following our same trajectory till we see the graveyard. There's the graveyard, and just behind there, up on that cliffy area, is where we will find the last of our ominous stakes. There it is, glowing bright. There's an ominous black stake driven into the ground. Will you pull out the stake? When you pull out the stake, it crumbled and vanished. You heard a mysterious cry coming from the shrine. And that's the location of all 8 green ominous stakes. Next time, we'll open up the Groundblight Shrine and catch the legendary Pokemon Ting-Lu.